It is Thursday. I'm excited. Tons of good things in the works. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Boy, we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to keep it short. Hopefully short, depending on how much engagement we get on live here. But even if you're watching the replay later, definitely comment and don't forget to share this out. So before I hop into the content here about Target and why you need to be paying attention to them, let me remind you that you need to be checking out the previous posts on the page, just the last two prior to this one. One is not from me, it's actually from the Screw the 9 to 5 page, but it is packed with content. I've been on a couple of lives this morning, so I have a lot of energy, I'm good to go, which is why I wanted to do this one now instead of later. But that live has so much information that even if you're not looking at launching anything, listen to the live. You can take notes. I have 2 pages of notes. It's stuff, some of the stuff I already know, but some of the stuff is just like, oh my goodness, like this is what you have to be talking about. This is what you need to be sharing, you know? So check that out. And then previous to that post is the one that I'm going to be talking about here is about Target and what they've been working on and what they're doing. So this is why you need to pay attention. So feel free to share this out even if you're watching the replay. But Target is setting an example, and this is stuff I've been telling you guys, right? And I'll continue to tell you. You have to pay attention. You have to listen. You have to engage. You have to really test things out and see what happens. Like, you don't know until you try it, right? And that's why it's always good to start small. You know, starting small is key. That's basically what I've done with StupidEasy.com. I've launched it. I didn't do any paid ads. I'm not doing any paid ads yet either. Hopefully I won't have to, but as most businesses, you know, there's a time and a place for that. But my whole point for my launch with Stupid Easy, and this ties into the Target part, is that I want to go with the organic traffic, the organic flow, the natural word of mouth conversation. Why? Well, number one, word of mouth is the best form of marketing. Number two, it's not paid, right? You're saving your money. And number three, it's attracting the right people. Not everyone, but the right people. So keep that in mind when you're working on creating something new for your business, for if you're working a 9 to 5 and you're just working on a project, any of that stuff, you want to keep that in mind, that it's okay to start small. It's okay if you have 1 person on your email list, 10 people on your following for Facebook, you know, 1 person watching your live. Those are all okay because that's the only person or the only people that truly matter because they actually care what you have to say, you know? Right now, mine's fluctuating between 4 and 6 people. They actually care and have the time to watch this. A lot of people will watch the replay, and that's fine. I don't have to have everyone engaged right away on the live broadcast. That's what I love about Facebook is you can talk to people after the fact. You know, I also have Periscope, but I'm not on there a lot because I can't talk to you afterwards. So I direct people from there to Facebook. That's also why I spend most of my time on Facebook, is because I can reach more people in terms of connecting with them. Not how far my post can reach, but how far I can reach. I can connect with you more on a one-on-one basis here, and I can engage with you during the live broadcast and after the live broadcast. That is all about relationships, building relationships. And that ties into what I'm going to talk about here with the Target method, I guess you can say, that just rolled off the tongue there, but with Target and what they're doing and why I want you to pay attention to it. And after this, go ahead and look at that post. It's the second one below this one, about what they're doing. So the key points that I want to bring up is Target, huge retailer, right? A lot of us know it. We shop there, we go there. Sometimes it can be a pain, right? Because it's huge and they're trying to expand. Some have food, grocery shopping in there. And you know when you go into a Target, you know that 1 or 2 items that you want to pick up, you're not going to just pick those up. You're going to leave usually $100, $200 later. It's almost like going into Costco, right? You know that you're only going to go in there real quick, but you're going to spend a lot of money, even if you didn't want to. And if you can get out of there with only buying the items on your list and maybe 1 extra, then hey, you're golden, right? And more power to you. But what Target is doing and has been doing actually behind the scenes is they've been testing different store layouts. Let me say that again. They have been testing for a few years now different store layouts. You may not have seen them, you may not have heard of them, but now they're sharing that information that they have been testing these store layouts. They have different store layouts that they have tested to see what works with people in different areas. You know, I don't know the very detailed specifics, but I'll give you an example that they have picked a location or a few locations based off of their data that they've pulled from their customers to test these stores and to see what people are doing, to see what their reactions are, to listen to what they're saying, to see how they feel about XYZ, right? These are all things that you can pull for your business and what you're doing. So now that they've taken that information and they've tested these stores, they've found one that has worked for them and that they're going to run with in certain locations. And it sounds like it's going to roll out to all Targets eventually, but we'll see. You can go read that article. So they've taken that information and they've tested it. This is why I tell you, your website is never done. You know, that it's always a work in progress. In fact, this morning, I have my big whiteboard poster, or no, my big Post-it white pads where I have just scribbled out a whole new website design for what I envision for 2018. It's awesome, and it's just a way to organize things a lot better and more efficient, right? Constantly doing that. You want to be constantly looking at that too. I know you don't have time, but you need to keep that in mind because you need to make time for that stuff. And you need to make sure that you get organized and that you listen and, well, you ask and you listen to what your customers are telling you. If you don't have customers yet, that's okay. You can listen, ask questions, and pay attention right here on Facebook. You can look at newsfeed, just yours. You can look at mine. You can look at pages that you follow. Like, those are easy things for you to be able to go through and quickly look at what people are saying, what people are asking, what people are answering, and being able to pull bits of information to what you want to do. So there's a tip for you. So Target has now tested a few different options, and now they're running with one. Now, here is the cool thing. And remember, if you've been following me, I've told you this before too, that I want to see more established businesses. Even if you're not established, I want to see you do this, but specifically these established businesses that have been around forever that are slowly dying because retail is dying, right? It's not if you can get ahead of the curve and if you can stay on top, if you can pay attention to what's going on and figure out ways to combine your retail location, and your online location, right? So you need to be able to constantly be thinking about that if you have a storefront business. So with Target, what they're doing with this new floor model, or new store model, I should say, is they have two separate entrances that they have available. They're thinking of all of this, right? They know that when people go into their stores, they're typically doing one of two things. They're either coming in for a quick run. I got to go pick up milk. I got to get some toilet paper. I got to go get, I don't even know, I lost it there. So anyway, you get it, right? So you have your first one, which is quick runs. Then you have the more leisurely ones. Hey, it's Sunday, I want to go to Target, see what's on sale, just kind of browse the aisles, I got an hour to kill, let me just go in there. So they know that out of everyone that shops at their store, that it comes down to two things, quick and more leisurely. Okay, so that's their funnel, right? So now they're putting that into their stores. They're catering to both parties. And now to take it a little bit further, not only are they catering to both parties with having the quick and the more leisurely, but then they're also paying attention to their online pickups. Again, this is how you draw people back to your store. If people are buying online because it's convenient, remember, it's easy to do. I don't have to go anywhere. I can easily look at things online. If people are buying online and you want to draw them back to your store, then make it easy for them. So what Target's doing is now they're setting up an area in their parking lot that's going to have online pickups where they'll have Target employees deliver your online pickups to your car. You're catering to your customer. You know what your customer wants in this case, and you're willing to meet them halfway. I order online, I drive over to the store, somebody brings it out to me, boom, I keep going. I get on to my meeting, I go to Starbucks, I go to wherever, right? And then I can come home and boom, I have all my stuff. That's how you get people to come back to your store. That's how you get to tie in online and in a physical location. Now keep in mind, here's another part of that. Not only are they making it convenient for me / you to pick up our online orders, but you know what? Something else came to mind on the drive over there. I thought I need to pick up one more thing. Well, chances are I'll probably order it because they're actually working on ways to get their team, their Target team members, to be able to easily pick up these online orders and keep it moving, right? So I could, on the way, safely of course, order that one more thing and have it ready with my pickup, or chances are I will want to run into the store and go get that item. And at that point I have those two options. Do I want to go for the quick entrance or do I want to go for the more leisurely route? So think about that. You know, this didn't happen overnight. They've been testing it for years. And you want to make sure that you remind yourself that it takes time. You know, I didn't build StupidEasy.com in one day. I didn't even build it in 1 month. Like, this is a 2-year project that just got released. It's taken time. I had to think. I had to write everything out. I had to ask people questions. I had to listen. I had to go through the process. I had to go through and do the work in order to get the product out, in order to put it in your hands. So take these examples and apply them to what you're doing. If you're busy and you don't have time, then you need to make time. You need to step back, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself, what am I doing? What is the big picture here? What do I really want to be doing here? And then from there, start working through those steps. You know, there's so many steps to go through and more work with that to be said, but make sure you start writing them down. You can put them in your phone, you can put them on the computer, but when you start writing them down, pen and paper, things really start to click. And if you only have a few minutes, write that stuff down when it comes to mind, post it somewhere, come back to it. If you don't know the answer, put it on the parking lot question list. That's what I refer to. If you don't know the answer for something but you have a question, immediately create a parking lot question list and post that question there. Don't worry about the answer. Come back later if you want to review them. And if you have the answer, great, add it. If not, then you leave it on that parking lot question list and you keep it moving. Because if you spend too much time trying to figure out the answer to that question in that moment, then you can't let your creativity flow. You can't go on to the next thing. So just keep that in mind. Love to hear your thoughts and share any comments down below the video here. But that's what I want you to start thinking about is how can you make it easier for yourself and for your customers? How can you make it a better experience both online and in your stores if you have a physical location? And really use the information that you have. And if you don't have customers yet, you don't have clients, that's okay. You still have resources you can pull from. You have Facebook news feed, you have group news feeds, you have podcasts, you have Google search, you have so many things. In fact, you know, this might be a push for me, but I started coming up with a list that I might make as a new freebie for my website. So we'll see. I put that together today. I told you a lot of things have been happening this morning, which is why I wanted to do this live ahead of time. Because I was going to wait till this afternoon. I'll probably be burnt out and be like, nope, can't do it. So that's why it's happening now while I still have all the energy. So yeah, anyway, if you need anything, you know where to find me. Checkwithed.com or right here on the Facebook page. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.